have learned a bunch of rules so far. We have learned angles on a straight line. We have learned vertically opposite angles. We've learned sum of angles in a triangle. We've learned exterior angles of a triangle. We've learned angles around a point. And today we are going to learn a new one. We are going to learn angles opposite equal sides. Okay. And this is a rule that we use when we are dealing with isosceles triangles. Okay. Can anyone tell me what an isosceles triangle is? You can tell me what an isosceles triangle is. You're welcome to put up your hand if you're wanting to answer. I would like to know though. Let's see. Tabo. I think you are needing to connect to audio, Tabo. Ayanda, can you tell me what a isosceles triangle is?
Ma'am, an isosceles triangle is a triangle with two equal sides.
Yes, it is. Nice job. Okay, so an isosceles triangle has got two equal sides. So as you see here, that side is equal to this side. In this one is equal to this one, and this one is equal to this one. So the way we show equal sides is we draw these little lines. So there's 3 lines there and there's 3 lines there. That means that those 2 lines are the same. There's 1 line there and 1 line there. So those 2 lines are the same. And there's 2 lines here and 2 lines here. So those 2 are the same. Okay, that's how we show isosceles triangles. Now, in an isosceles triangle, we say that the base angles, so the angles basically that are being pointed at from the sides that are equal are the same as each other. So I want you to imagine that where those lines are drawn, there's like a little arrow that points down. And those arrows tell you exactly which angles are equal. So that means that angle B is equal to angle C. Okay. Now, thinking about that in your mind, I want you to tell me which 2 angles will be the same in this second triangle. Which 2 angles are going to be the same in the second triangle? Maggie, yes, which 2 angles will be the same?
Angles D and E.
Yes, beautiful, nice job. Okay, so we're going to imagine we've got a little arrow pointing there and an arrow pointing there. And so these 2 would be the same. So angle D would be equal to angle E. Perfect. Okay, let's try our last one here. In that last third triangle, which 2 angles are the same as each other? Let's see. Isona, can you tell me which 2 angles will be the same?
G and I can't see there.
G and?
G and this one on top. H.
Yes, yeah, perfect. Nice job. Okay, so G and H, those would be my arrows, and so G and H will be the same as each other. Okay, so we are going to use this in our reasons that we're going to work with. In the second one example, which one is F? This angle here would be F. That would be F. So F isn't equal to any of them. Okay, so when we use this idea, when we say that one is equal to the other, so like if I said that this was X and I said that that was 40 degrees, I could say X is equal to 40 degrees. And then the reason that I give is, and remember, we always give our reasons in brackets, we would say angles opposite equal sides. So for those of you who like to write it out the long way, what you're saying is the angles opposite. Oh, I feel like I'm spelling opposite wrong. Does opposite have 2 P's? That feels wrong.
Yeah, it is
opposite wrong.
It has 2 P's, but we get you. We get you. We
I'm
understand.
panicking, guys.
We understand.
Guys, this is why I'm in maths and not English. Angles opposite equal. That feels wrong. I feel like opposite is 1 P now. That doesn't feel right. But you know what I'm talking about. Angles opposite equal sides. Definitely has 1. Okay, I'm just gonna go with you. That looks wrong. No, we can't. I have to Google this, guys, because it's gonna haunt me. It's gonna haunt me for the rest of the day. Let's see how we spell opposite. It is 2 P's, guys. It is 2 P's. But fooled there by someone coming in with 1 P. Whew. Okay, we made it through. You see, we all struggle at something in life, guys. Mine is just spelling.
We get you. We get you. We have your
Okay.
backs, Jajan.
So that's the new reason that we're going to learn today. And it's actually quite a nice, easy one. But the thing with this one is we're going to have to try and combine a lot of the knowledge that we've learned over the last couple of days. So we're going to bring them all together. So I'm going to start with something super nice and easy. And then I'm going to give you one to give a go. Okay. So here's my isosceles triangle. Those are my two sides that are the same as each other. That means that this angle needs to equal that angle. And so my statement or my equation is I'm going to say x is equal to 48 degrees. And then my reason is going to be angles opposite equal sides. That's it. That's the whole thing. We don't have to do anything more than that. Okay. I'm just going to leave this up here like that and scroll in a little bit. If you would like to take a screenshot of this new rule, please feel free to take it. And then I'm going to go down to a question for you to try.
It's your time to shine. Take screenshots, guys. You know how important we love our screenshots.
Hi, Dave. Welcome. Welcome. Okay. So, first one that I would like you to use is in this question, you are going to, Alvarez. You always come in a different name. How am I supposed to remember all of your different alter egos? Okay, but anyway, for B, you need to work out X and you need to work out Y. So you need to work out both of them. You're going to need to use two different reasons. Okay, you're going to need to use two different reasons. I'd love you to give this a go. And Kosanati, how can I help?
I wanted to answer the question, ma'am.
Oh, for B.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. Give it. You can give me. You can give me the answer for X so long. I'm just going to give everyone a little bit longer to try Y. But yeah, tell me what I would write for X.
Ma'am, I think X would be the same as X is equals to 35 degrees.
Perfect.
Because
and then what
it's
reason?
an isosceles triangle, so it's opposite sides.
Good. So we're going to say angles opposite equal sides. Perfect. Nice job. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just going to give everyone a little bit longer to give Y a try. And then we'll go to our hands.
We can do this, my pips. We can do it. I can already see hands. Unati, Pamela. Y'all are awesome. Awesome. I think I'm missing some people though. Tando, remember that you were raising your hand up last time and you said you wanted to answer. So you better be prepared.
Yeah, we're ready.
We're ready.
Unati, I'm unmuting you on my side. There we are. Hello, sweetheart. Okay, how am I going to find Y?
Ma'am, is it interior angle?
We don't say interior angles though. Think about what rule we're going to say here.
Ma'am, is it not? Ma'am, when did we use the rule?
We learned it a couple of lessons ago.
Then we've done angles on a straight line, sum of angles in a triangle, exterior angles. Ma'am, I don't know. I said
Okay.
interior angles.
We can't use the word interior angles. Interior angles is only when we get to parallel sides.
Oh,
Some of them.
Yeah, but we'll get there. I'm going to pass on to someone else for now, Unati. But good work so far. Let's go down to, where are we? Ayanda, can you tell me what I would do to find Y and what my reason would be?
Ma'am, you're supposed to say
Okay, ma'am, can I just give you the whole method because I wrote it.
Yeah, you give me the whole thing. Start from the
Even
beginning.
for x, ma'am. So, ma'am, what I did, I said 35 plus x plus y is equals to 180 degrees, sum of angles of a triangle. Then
Okay.
I said x is equals to 35 degrees, which is angles opposite equal sides.
Yeah.
And then I said y is equals to 180 degrees minus 70, because 35 plus 35, the both sides. Then y is equals to 110 degrees, ma'am.
Okay, what was your reason for that? That was from your beginning one, right? From your first line,
yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes,
That's
ma'am.
perfect. Okay, so just be careful to try what you've done. Nothing you've done is wrong. Everything that you've done that you've said is right. Just try and order it in a slightly different way, just so that you kind of finishing a thought. Otherwise, what you've written is kind of like nothing's wrong with it, but it's like you read a first chapter of a book and then you go into chapter 3 and then you come.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I was saying. It wasn't in order. I just figured out everything.
Okay. No, but I like how you thought about it. Just try and get it into like a more structured way in the next one and you'll be golden, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Okay. So what Ayanda did here was perfect. So we're going to say all of these together in a triangle have to equal 180 degrees. And so we're going to say y is equal to 180 minus 35 minus 35, which means y is equal to 110 degrees. Okay, so we have used 2 reasons so far. We've used angles opposite equal sides, and now we're bringing back in sum of angles in a triangle. Okay, the 2 hands that are up, if they were to answer, can you take them down for me? And if there are questions, you can leave them up. And yeah, you're also welcome to write them in the chat, and I'll try and go through these hands. I'm going to pop another one on the board so long, though, while I go through these questions. Okay. Numan, how can I help? You've just got to unmute on your side. There we go. Hi, how can I help?
Why are they 235s?
Okay, so because we said this step over here, we said x is 35, that means that that's 35 over there. So we're saying 35 plus y has to equal 180.
Oh, okay, now I guess. Thanks.
Okay, cool. Yes, Apiwe, what you've said there, that's perfect. You can definitely just say 180 minus 35 equals y. That would be totally fine. Yolanda, I think Siwa is having audio issues. If you don't mind helping with that one.
I got her. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Trying to go through the rest of these questions here. I'm sure that the hands that are popping up now to answer. Hi, Suda, can you help me say your name properly? Hello?
Hey, ma'am.
Hi, how do I say your name properly?
Taco.
Taco. Okay, thank you. How can I help you, Suda?
Yes, ma'am, I don't understand the whole, like, how did you get, like, why? I don't understand the 235s and the 180 degrees.
Okay, so that's something that we did in the previous lesson. So that was what I was saying at the beginning of the lesson. We've done 4 lessons already on geometry. And so some of these rules, we're going to be using that we've already learned. And so if it's your first lesson in today, then you won't have learned them. So don't panic if you don't know what's going on with them. But you can always go onto the Watobe website and you can re-watch those lessons that we've done. So this rule that we're talking about here is saying that when we have a triangle, if we add up all of our angles in a triangle, we always are going to get 180 degrees. And when we use that rule, we use the rule sum of angles in a triangle.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, sure, no problem. Okay. Equal to the given degree, no. parallelo. They are not, if that helps. Okay, I'm going to try and find a hand that we have not had yet today. So, Letwin, can you talk me through some of it?
Ma'am, I'm gonna try.
Okay,
So
tell me how you'd like to start.
okay, y plus 65 plus 65 equals into 180.
Why does we should have to 65? Mm-mm. So I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to work with your exterior angle of your triangle rule. Is that what you gave your reason as?
Mm.
Okay, so let's try back it up just a little bit. Let's first look, before we get into our exterior angle of our triangle, let's first look at this triangle over here, okay? In that triangle, what can you tell me about X?
It's inside the circle.
Good, it's inside my triangle, and it's an isosceles triangle. And when we have an isosceles triangle, what does that mean for our angle?
It means that
Oh, I think we lost this one. Okay. So guys, when we have an isosceles triangle, it means that our two base angles would be the same as each other. Okay, so like here, that side is equal to that side, which means this 35 has to equal to that 35 over there. All right, let's try a Sunday. Can you help me with this one? Can you tell me how to start with X? What would my value of X be?
So when we say X equals to 65 degrees,
Good, what's my reason?
angles opposite equal sides.
Good, okay. Where am I going to go to from there?
Then we say Y equals to equals to 180 minus 65.
That's going to be this one in here. If I have 180 minus 65 minus 65. But thank you very much for helping me find X. Let's see if people can give you a helping hand with how to find Y. Tando, do you think you can help me find Y?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what am I going to do for Y?
Ma'am, it's going to be Y plus 65
is equal to?
180 degrees, ma'am.
No. Okay, so none of this one's going to be 180 degrees. For those of you who have your hands up at the moment, we're not going to have 180 degrees involved in this, guy. So if your hand is up and you're wanting to bring up 180 degrees, it's not going to be 180. 180 is not involved. Kira, do you think you can help me with Y?
Yes, ma'am, I can, ma'am. It's
Okay.
Y equals 65 plus 65.
Good. What's my reason?
Exterior angle. And then
Good.
Y equals 130.
Perfect. Exterior angle of triangle. Nice job.
And then Y.
Okay.
Then
And
Y
then
equals 130.
Great.
130.
Okay. Nice job, Kira. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's quickly talk about that. Let's talk about this exterior angle. So we learned exterior angles last week, Thursday. So when we have a triangle like this, so we've got a triangle, and then we've got this little outside section over here. This outside section is called an exterior angle. Okay, and when we have an exterior angle, it's equal to the sum of our two inside ones. So it's 65 plus 65 is going to equal our exterior angle. Okay, so just be careful. If you were wanting to do, you could have done this another way. You could have done it a slightly longer way. You could have first found this angle in here by doing sum of angles in a triangle, and then found Y by doing angles on a straight line. But It would be a much longer way. Let's have a look. But it's on a straight line. So just be careful when we're dealing with things that are on a straight line, they have to be adjacent. So like X and Y, those are adjacent, they're next to each other. So those two are going to be equal to 180 degrees. But if I have an angle here and then I have an angle there, those aren't adjacent. So those two are not going to be equal to 180 degrees. Okay, those hands that are up at the moment, just make sure that they're questions. Please also remember you can write your questions in the chat because then both Yolanda and I can answer them. Just gives us a little bit of extra help. But if you're wanting to ask them, I will try and deal with these questions now. So if the hands that are up, just make sure that you have your hand up for a question. Okay, Gabo, how can I help?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. No, I just wanted to answer number C, but now I understand what you were explaining.
Good. I'm
Thank you.
very glad. No problem.
We're happy about that, Habo. Thank you. She understands.
Oh, so if the questions are in the chat, I'm sort of looking at the screen a bit more. So I'm trusting that Yolanda will catch you, but sometimes she's also answering another student. So if you don't hear back, then just send her a direct message. I promise she'll answer. Crystal, how can I help?
Ma'am, I wanted to say the answer, but the answer was already like in the previous question, but now I understand.
Okay, no problem. Thanks, Crystal. Okay, guys, if your hands are up, please can you make sure that they're questions? If they are not questions, can you drop your hands for me? So at the moment, I have Shaden, I've got Tando, I've got Letwin. So if at the moment, please don't have your hand up to answer D, just hands up for questions. Okay. Tando, how can I help?
Ma'am, for question C, ma'am, like, ma'am, why isn't y equals to 65 plus 65 equals to 180, ma'am?
So the reason that we don't have 180 involved is because we're not talking about sum of angles in a triangle, and we're not talking about angles on a straight line. Those are the two reasons we use when we're using 180 degrees. And this is not using either of them. This is using the reason of exterior angles of a triangle. And when we use that reason, we don't have 180 involved at all. We only say our exterior angle, so this is our exterior angle, is equal to the sum of our interior angles. That's the only thing we do when we're dealing with that rule. Hopefully that gives some help. Malusi, how can I help?
I would like to know when are we going to discuss quadrilaterals?
We won't be doing quadrilaterals this term. We'll only be dealing with it next term.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Maggie, for your question that I've just seen here, that's totally fine to use that as a rule. Not a problem at all. Okay. Shaden, how can I help?
Ma'am, I just wanted to ask you, how many more reasons and rules are we going to do? Because this one has me so confused.
So we have, how many more do we have? We have 3 more, I think, after this one.
Yeah. Okay, but you know what I'll do? I'll write them all down so that I don't forget them. Because I've been so busy, I haven't got a chance to write them all down.
Yeah, as soon as you have them written all in front of you, I promise they'll start seeping into your head.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Ayanda, how can I help?
Ma'am, I wanted to answer D.
Ayanda, have you answered a question for me already? I feel like you have. Oh, you've muted.
Yes, ma'am, I have. I answered the first one.
Oh, I have to give the love to someone else just for the moment. I have to share the love a little bit. It's not that I don't love you. I'm just sharing the love around a little bit. That's all. Okay. Tiara, can you please help me with D?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, hold on. Tiara, did I ask you to answer my last one? I feel like I have. No, Tiara, I can't. I have to share the love again. I'm muting you. I'm muting you. Okay, let's see. Who have Madal? I have not heard from Madal today. Madal? Hello? Oh no.
Ma'am,
Madal,
ma'am, you
can't
unmuted
hear
the
you.
wrong. I think you unmuted the wrong person.
No, Madal's unmuted. I just can't. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hello?
No, also it's network. Oh, am I the only one? But I think it's because I'm using data.
Oh no, I can't hear Madal. It's very upsetting. Let's try Aka. Aka, I feel like I'm saying your name wrongly, and I'm sorry if I've messed it up horribly.
No, ma'am, you're saying my name correctly.
Okay, beautiful. Can you tell me how to work this out?
Okay, ma'am. So x is going to be 30 because of the isosceles and also because of angles in the sum of angles in a triangle.
So I agree with you. I agree that x is equal to 30, but how on earth am I going to set this up? What is it going to look like? What am I going to write down?
You're going to write 120 plus x equals 180.
But how can I say x? Because right now I don't know that that's x.
Can you call that angle C?
Yes. So how do I have to start that then? If I'm wanting it to be x, how would I start this?
So you'd say, since you have your isosceles triangle, whatever that x is going to be, it's going to be the same as your C.
Okay. So I can say angle C is equal to x, right? I can say that. Okay. And what would my reason for that be?
Because of isosceles triangle.
Angles, opposites equals sides.
Well done.
Okay. All right, cool. Now that I know that, now you can go back to what you first started with. What can I write as my sentence now?
You can write x equals 30.
Oh no, I can't jump there straight. I can't jump there straight away. What would my whole equation be? What's my full triangle?
X plus 120 equals 180.
Good. What's my reason?
Yes.
Because of the sum of angles in a triangle.
There we
my
go.
people. Well
there
done.
We go. Okay. Now, can you simplify that for me? What am I going to have? What's my equation going to look like on the left?
Ma'am, it's going to be 120 plus 30 plus 30.
You are just determined to get this 30 in there, but we have to take it slow. We have to do this in stages. We first have to add these x's, and then we want to move that 120 to the side. So those x's together will give us 2x, and then that's 180 minus 120 on that side. So we definitely are going to get to your 30. We have to follow a process.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The thing with geometry is that if we don't follow this process and we don't show every step, they don't give us any marks. So if we just write the sentence x equals 30, you will get 0. And a question like this would be out of 5 marks. So it would be very, very sad to get absolutely no marks when you actually know the answer. So geometry is super important that we write everything down in a very, very specific way. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to go down to a brain break just now. Can you please check, and I'm going to ask this very, very carefully. Can you please check if your hand is up? I only want the hands that are up who have a question about D. Okay, if your hand is up and you do not have a question about D, it shouldn't be. So if you have a question about D, please keep your hand up. If you do not have a question about D, please put your hand down. At the moment I've got hands from, yeah. At the moment I've got hands from Crystal, Useni. So these hands, if they are to answer, I'm gonna get irritated, guys, because I'm telling you that these hands only must be for questions. Okay.
Remember to also put your questions on the chats. Like this, I can help teacher teacher Jan. Okay.
Unati, if you have a question about something else, pop it in the chat. We'll get there. Ayanda, how can I help?
Ma'am, I wanted to ask about D, ma'am. So the way I did it, I said A plus B plus C is equal to 180, sum of angles of a triangle. Then at the bottom, I said X plus 120 is equal to 180. So would I get it wrong, the A plus B plus C?
You would lose these 2 marks because you have to at some point say that C is equal to X. You can't just assume it. Basically, what I want you guys to think of when you're doing geometry is I want you to think that whoever's marking your paper is so stupid that they have no idea what you're saying unless you write things out explicitly. So you write things out step by step by step. So for this one, you have to have the stage over here where you've said angle C is equal to X. Otherwise, you would lose those 2 marks.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Unati, I've answered that question already. We're only doing similarity and congruency next term. Claire, how can I help?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am, I would like to ask for D, ma'am. So for the X, so we're gonna add both of the X and then we're gonna add 120 and it's going to equals to 180, which means we're gonna find X after that.
Yes,
basically.
exactly. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Guys, I can't re-explain D. We just don't have that kind of time. But remember, you can always rewatch the videos if you're wanting to watch them. You're welcome to. And Steny, can I help? Okay, I'm just going to move on to someone else along. Crystal, can I help?
Ma'am, why is C X? And mustn't X be like 120?
No, so when we have an isosceles triangle, remember these lines, they act like arrows. So they tell us which angles are equal to each other, okay? And because of those arrows, they're telling us that angle A and angle C are going to be the same.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, no problem.
Miss.
Yes, hi, Mseni, how can I help?
Miss, I also did it like Ayanda answered because I only said that A plus B is equals to 180 degrees. And then I said A plus C is equals to 180 degrees. So, Miss, how did I go wrong?
So you can't say that A plus B is equal to 180 degrees because they're not adjacent angles on a straight line. They're just angles of any mark for what you've written there.
Thank you, Miss.
No problem. Jump into our brain break. I know there's still a couple of people who have questions, but I really need to keep us moving because we spent quite a lot of time on those questions. Okay, I hope you guys could all hear me okay so far. We have to move on because we're just running out of time, guys. But please feel free to post the questions that we didn't land up getting to in the chat, and I promise we'll try and get to them, okay? For those of you who are new, brain breaks are nothing scary. It's just something fun and silly to give your brain a break from what we are doing. There are two different ones that we are going to do today. They are both a little bit different to what we normally do. The one is a number one, and the other one is a riddle. So let's see how you go with them. So first one is I would like to know what the question was. I want to know what that guy is. Once you figure it out, let me know. Oh, you guys got that too quickly, man. Asasibo, what were you gonna say?
It's 18, ma'am.
It's 18. How did you get it, sweetheart? How did you figure it out?
I was like 6 times 2 is 12, and then 5 times 2 is 10, and then 9 times 2 is 18.
Yes, nice job. Oh, guys, that was way too easy. Sorry, I thought that I was going to be a little bit more interesting, but you guys just got that way too quickly. Does everyone see how we got to 18? We just took these numbers and we multiplied them 2. So here we had 5 times 2 gave us 10, 6 times 2 gave us 12, and so 9 times 2 gives us 18. I'm going to figure out a harder one for you for Thursday. Okay.
I'm so sad. I got kicked out. I just came in now.
Okay, don't panic. So the next one we're going to look at is a riddle. Let's see if anyone can figure it out. I have keys, but no locks, and space and no room. you can enter, but you can't go outside. What am I? No, Kristen, and mushroom. A mushroom.
A brain. Imagine a brain.
Kristen got it in like 10 seconds. I'm so irritated. Tanya, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say a keyboard.
It is definitely a keyboard. Well done. You got there. It is. How did you figure it out so quickly? Where did Kanya go? Kanya, how did you figure it out?
I was looking at my keys and it was just making sense.
Oh, guys, I did not figure out hard enough ones for you today. I'm so sad with life that you got this so quickly. I'm going to have to give you a really, really tough one on Thursday. But well done to those of you who got it. It is definitely a keyboard.
Yeah, that was fast. That was really fast. They need a hard one. Hey, my pips.
Super fast. Super fast. Okay, let's try and go back to our oh, I don't have another one for you. I can't do another one because I don't have one here for you. But I promise I will. How about this? As my bargaining, I'll give you 3 on Thursday. So that's my bargaining with you. And on Thursday you have a quiz, so it'll be like a nice treat before your quiz. Okay. Take it full, Kara. Now you're just being greedy. Okay. Let's not try that one just yet. Let's try. Okay. Trying to think about which one I want you to do first. Okay, actually, you know what? Let's just work with these nice easy ones first. So let's just do A and B so long, and then we'll try and find our way to C.
Yeah, I think my people can actually take A and B. I know.
Yeah.
I believe in them.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's see if you manage with A and B so far. What I would like to see is I would like to see your answers in the chat, just because I want you to see it being written properly, okay? So I want you to write your equation or your answer, and then I want you to write your reason next to it. Just for A, because A will just be one line. So A is just gonna give me one line, so I wanna see my answer or my equation, and then I wanna see my reason next to it. And I would love it for you to write it in the chat for me, just so that I can see if you're writing it correctly, okay? And if you have a question about the way the rule is written, or if your school learns the rule in a slightly different way, let me know. Maybe I'll be able to help. Maybe I'll be able to tell you yes or no. Just give it a go. As soon as you have an answer for A, pop it in the chat for me. What's wrong, Tracy, for B? Perfect, Kira. Perfect. Great, Unati.
Let's keep them coming, guys. You guys are doing just fine. Oh.
It's okay, Tracy. Okay, Lorraine and Sasipo, just be careful. Just be careful that you're giving me my reason as well. Cabo as well, I need to see my reason. We need to get into the habit of writing our reasons, otherwise they fall out of our head. It's okay, we'll learn. The rule will come, it will come. It will get into your head. Tando, yeah. How can I help, Tando?
Ma'am, I'm lost, ma'am.
Okay, so what we have here is we have a triangle, and these two sides are the same as each other. So that makes it an isosceles triangle. When we have an isosceles triangle, these little lines act like arrows. So they're telling us that this angle here is equal to that angle over there.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why we can say x is equal to 55 degrees.
55 degrees, yes, ma'am.
And then our reason is going to be angle, opposite
equal sides.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am. But ma'am.
Okay. Yeah.
Ma'am, for that other side, ma'am, how do we get the answer, ma'am?
We don't need the other side. We just need x.
Also, ma'am, we're done, ma'am.
We're done.
Oh, no, that means I got it right, ma'am. I wasn't sure, ma'am.
Oh no, that's a good thing. Getting it right is a good thing. Nice.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Sure. Okay. Oh, I'm seeing some nice answers coming in here for B. Yes, that's a great way to start, Madal. It's a great way to start. Yes, Asupeng, how can I help? Twitter, you just got to unmute from your side. I'm seeing some lovely answers coming in here for B, guys. We've got an isosceles triangle happening over here. Where, there we go. Hi.
There we go.
How can I help?
Hi.
Hello, ma'am.
How can I help you?
Ma'am, I think I got the answer for number B.
Okay, what did you do for B?
Ma'am, I said y plus 44 plus 44 equals 180.
So I like that step, but we can't write that first. So I'm going to write it over here. Y plus 44 plus 44 equals 180. What reason would I give for that?
Ma'am, I'm not sure the reasons for now, ma'am, because I'm still new.
Okay. So I'll help you out for my reason, but remember your reason is half of the battle. Sum of angles in a triangle. So now the thing is, that's a great step, but we can't start there. Why can't we start there? What do we have to do first? So some people have helped you out in the chat over here. The reason we can't start there is because we have a step that we need to pop in first. Let's see if Junior can help you out there. Junior, what step would I need to put in before I jump to y plus 44 plus 44 equals 180?
Ma'am, it's x equals 44 degrees.
Yes. What's my reason?
Angles opposite equal sides.
100%, Junior. Yes. Well done. Nice. Perfect.
Well done, Julia, to the rescue. Well done.
Okay, so when we get to this point over here, then we could say y is equal to 180 minus 44 minus 44. And so that gives us a total of y is equal to 92 degrees. How did that go? Did we find it a little bit easier? Did we find it tougher? Tell me how things are going. Okay, I'm going to put up another question. Bonolo and Ianda, I see your hands. I'm going to come to you and answer those questions. Good, Kira, that's great. While I deal with those questions, I'm going to pop another question up on the board for those of you who want to give it a go. It'll be our last one of the evening. So for this one, we wanting to try and find X, Y, and Z. No, Kira, you can't hate geometry. I've brought you over to the good side.
Kiara, we're gonna make you love geometry. We promise.
Manolo, how can I help?
Oh, sorry, ma'am. My answer has been answered already.
Okay. Cowell, how can I help?
Ma'am, so the thing is, I know how to get my answers, but the only thing that's confusing is getting my reasons.
Okay, so your reasons, the problem, this is the one nasty thing about geometry, is that having the answer without the reason, you get nothing. They don't even give you half of it. So they won't even give you 1 mark. They have to be together. They're like a pair. So what I recommend you do is try and give yourself like a little cheat sheet. So basically like draw a couple of things. So like when we have 2 angles that are next to each other, they would be equal to 180, and then angles on a straight line. So like basically like make cheat sheet X, Y, Z, and say X plus Y plus Z equals 180, sum of angles in a triangle. Do you know what I mean? And then once you have that cheat sheet, keep that with you, especially in all of our lessons. And once you see them, they'll start helping.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
I know it's extra work, but I promise it will pay off in the long run. Yeah, Seppo, you're welcome to answer C for me. I
Seppo wants to
don't
answer
think I've
C.
heard from you this evening. So yes, you
Yeah.
can. You just need to pop your hand up for me so that I can see
Also,
it.
you'll be fine.
Crystal, is this a question? Can I help?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
why no, I got the answer for C. I only got X. X
Okay.
equals 108.
So I've promised Seppo that Seppo could answer C for me. So I'm gonna let them answer, but I think just be careful that when you're adding them, just make sure that when you add them together, you get 180. Just be careful with that. Okay. No, don't let math make you scared. Okay, Seppo, we're all yours. Can you talk us through C?
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, since there's an exterior angle which is 118 mm, it must be equal to x plus y.
So the exterior angle of the triangle needs to be equal to z plus y.
Oh, sorry, ma'am, z plus y, right? And ma'am, you're gonna have to divide it by 2 to get z and y.
The reason we're not going to divide it by 2 is because z and y are not equal to each other. So if we have a look at the triangle, so this side and this side are equal, which means that this angle and this angle are equal.
Oh, yes.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, I'm gonna talk you through this one a little bit, just because it's a little bit tricky and because we're running out of time. Okay. So we would have to start with this one in finding x, okay, because that would be our first go-to over here. And we could say, well, x, let me just get rid of all of these, okay, x plus 118, they are adjacent angles on a straight line. So I can say x plus 118 is equal to 180 degrees because of angles on a straight line. Now, some of your teachers have taught you to write adjacent angles on a straight line. I actually think that's really helpful because it tells you that they have to be next to each other. Okay, but you don't have to write it. So that means x is going to equal 180 minus 118, which means x is going to equal 62 degrees. Okay, now we know that that x is 62. Okay, that's our first job. Then we're going to look at our isosceles triangle. So we've got, always remember, geometry is just algebra with a fancy coat on. Those two are equal to each other, which means this angle is equal to that angle, which means I can now say y is equal to 62 degrees because of angles opposite equal sides. Okay, so now I know that that's 62 degrees. And then to find z, you could use exterior angles of a triangle, or you could use angles, sum of angles in a triangle. So we could say this angle plus this angle plus this angle, so 62 plus 62 plus z needs to equal 180, sum of angles in a triangle. Okay, so z is equal to 180 minus 62 minus 62, which means z is going to equal to, what's that, 124, 656 degrees.